Today I would like to share with you Psalms 23 out of the King James Version. It's a Psalm of David, and I'm sure you've all heard it before. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup runs over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. I have been going through a rather tough week where the enemy has tried to steal territory from me, and I allowed it to steal my joy. But God gave me this passage from the 23rd Psalm. I am trying to understand how not to be a Christian doormat, speak the truth, and yet still let God be in control of every situation. When I first started out in life, I wanted to be in the business world. But one thing that bothered me was the backbiting and the backstabbing and the deceitfulness that seemed to go into that corporate world to get ahead. And I wasn't like that. It made me think twice. Yet I have found that we encounter the same kinds of situations in our everyday lives, and how we handle it can really show how Jesus is working in our own lives and how we are different from the world. Conflict is another area that has been in the forefront of what God is teaching me this week. How we handle conflict is very important. God told us in his word in Matthew 18:15, where it first says that we should go and talk to our brother if you have a problem. And if he does not listen, then you take 2 or more with you as witnesses. And if that doesn't work, then you go and you tell the church. We have to keep each other accountable. So many go and tell others of the problem, seeking to find a solution where they're right. They manipulate it instead of facing the problem head on with the person that they're having the problem with and talking it through. If it's necessary for us to hurt our brother, is it? Or try to usurp what is not ours for whatever reason, even if we think it's valid? But God, in his still small voice, whispers to me that it will all work out. I know the plans I have for you, plans to give you a hope and a future. I know that God is bigger than my problems. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. God knows the heart of the perpetrator and will prepare a table in the presence of my enemies. He will take care of me even when my fellow man may not. I look at Joseph and how he suffered under unfair jealousy of his brothers. But through the hard times, he held on to God, not Joseph. Prepared the way. God did. Joseph's part was to be faithful and trust. I think about church one day and how it was voiced that this world promises us all this riches and happiness if you only do this or have this. But in the light of eternity, what is truly important? Is it our job being right, our possessions, or our fellow man? When we stop to evaluate our motives and how they affect others, we can pattern our responses after Jesus and not ourselves. Jesus will lead me in the path of righteousness, by still waters, restoring my soul. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life, and I will go and live in the house of the Lord forever.